Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here, and I'm supposed to be hurrying to save the princess from soldiers there invading the sanctuary. Excellent. Well, that's not excellent, but, oh hey, a toadstool. I needed that. It smells like sweet, rotten fruit. You can give this to anyone who wants it, but there's only one person that wants it. So, we'll go give it to that person. And, oh, yes, there's also a piece of heart in here. Yeah, there were other things I was missing. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, if we go back here, there's nothing, so we'll jump down. Alright, so maybe in this part, I can finally finish talking about my rankings of the Zelda games. I started with the favorites, then went to the bottom, and the Zelda... No, that's not the Master Sword. I have the Master Sword. Then went to the bottom with the games I disliked the most and working my way back up. So that just leaves the middle of the pack Zelda games, which would be the 3 Zelda games for the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, the Minish Cap for Game Boy Advance, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, Link's Awakening, and the original Legend of Zelda. And I don't really rank those in any particular order. I like them all, but they're not my favorites. There's not too many things I overly dislike about them. You know, they're all decent, they're all enjoyable. Get back here. Oh, that was just cheap. Where am I going? Oh yeah, Sanctuary. They need my help over there. Should probably be getting there faster. I think that covers all the Zeldas except the CDI Zelda games, but those don't really count as Zeldas. Those don't really count as enjoyable games. I just passed the Sanctuary, didn't I? I am doing really bad at this. I'll take it out on that guy. But I don't feel too bad because it doesn't matter how quickly you get here or don't get here. If only I'd come sooner and not messed around with toadstools and fake Master Swords. But no, there's nothing you could do to change this scene. Don't worry about how fast you go or don't go. And we're their only hope. Okay. So we have to go to the castle to rescue the princess. Again, only the princess isn't going to be where we first found her in the first time we went to the castle. And our sword beams will do 1 point of damage, just like our old level 1 sword, but our blue sword does 2 damage if we hit them, you know, with the actual sword bit. But why hit them with the sword bit when you have sword beams? Come on. Thank you. And we can also hit these guys with sword beams. But I think I've covered all of the Zelda games. Oh, actually it's you I need to talk to out here. Well, it's you I need to give the mushroom to. Thank you. Drop by later for a special surprise. In order to get the special surprise, we just have to go off of the screen and come back. And back into here. And we have magic powder to pick up. We can sprinkle it on enemies. What actually happens if I sprinkle it on enemies? I know what happens in other... Oh, that's just silly. That still damages me. I don't have full health anymore. The magic powder takes up some of our magic power. So, to be mindful of that. And just because I want my sword beams back, I'll go back in and get a free red potion. Another thing I want to do before heading off into the... I don't know if I need How much money do I need? I don't think I need this much money. Well, actually, I do need some, so maybe I will just go to the castle, and sometime later I'll upgrade more bombs and arrows. And we'll head back into the castle, but this time we're going to take a different path. Slightly different, anyways. So we'll go into this room. You can also go into the room on the left side. But we're going to come up to the second floor, make fun of the guard down there, and we're actually going to go out this door. And this takes us here to this glowy thing. And you need the Master Sword in order to break that. And this is the tower where Zelda will be held, which has a different map. So we'll have to find a different map. Sword beams are very helpful in keeping these guys at bay, so just kind of abuse them. I like abusing sword beams. I feel like this dungeon was kind of designed with your new Master Sword and sword beams in mind, because having full health just makes things so much easier. It's also very easy to get hit in this dungeon and lose your sword beams, especially like this room. Hi there, because it's hard to see. And there's a couple more dark rooms that will end up quite like that, like this room. And I mean, you can pick up hearts, but you almost have to rely on the enemies dropping them. Let's... Ow. That didn't do enough damage to knock me out of full health. At least not as far as this game is concerned. If you take like a quarter part of damage, it won't actually register as far as our health bar is concerned. So you can still sometimes get hit and still have your sword beams because you only took technically a quarter part of damage. And I am failing big time at this maze. Ah, there's the key. And this is not the right path. Stay lit so I can see more of this and pretend I know what I'm doing. Like, and I probably do better in the dark than I do in the light on there. And the torches from the other room will carry over, so if you have torches lit. If not, that room will be completely dark. Oh, there's arrow guys in here. You wrecked my full health. You gave my full health back. Thank you. And still dealing with darkness. Hi. I'll light up this room. We'll send him over the edge. The torches will not stay permanently lit, so do make use of the time that you have in the complete light. Oh, you! Get out of here. You get out of here. Now I don't have full health again. Boomerang? Now, these guys aren't the best at aiming, and my boomerang is faster. And these red guys, which pretend to be immune to the boomerang. I pretend to face the right way. I really don't know what I'm doing there. But, oh, this room. I just recommend throwing pots at this guy to get him out of the way. There's a couple hearts somewhere in here, so I want to refill as much as possible to try and get back to the ideal sword beam level. This is all kinds of bad room, and we don't even need to be fighting these guys. I'm just doing it for fun, and because they bother me. Oh, and he really bother me. The boomerangs only stuns those guys for a very short time. I thought he was going to be dead after that hit. Guess not. Okay, so we have about half our health, or exactly half our health. And those arrow guys, they're gonna miss. Hey. Knock that off. And this dungeon is... oh, this room can be tricky. Because it's easy to clash swords with these guys and then end up falling off the edge there. So be careful going through there. You might even want to use arrows on those guys. But now we're moving into... oh, this is Agamemnon. And he's doing something that's not nice to Princess Zelda. Yeah, that wasn't nice. With this, the seal of the Seven Sages is at last broken. It is now only a matter of time before evil power covers this land completely. After all, the legendary hero cannot defeat us. Hey, I'm the legendary hero. The tribe of evil, when we are armed with the power of gold. Ho ho ho, now I must go. And if we go back here, we can slash the curtains and go into a battle. And this is, I always found this to be a fun battle. Basically you have to use the Master Sword to reflect the magic balls back at Agamemnon. And when he does this, no, he's not doing that. He has 3 attacks. Please demonstrate something different. Thank you. The blue one, you cannot reflect back at him, and sometimes, depending on where you're standing, the blue one might damage you when you slash it. That's the only one you can reflect. When he goes up to the middle center, that's why you see me backing off a bit and walking around, seeing if he kind of follows my pattern of movement, because if he doesn't, well, that means he's just going to shoot lightning pretty much straight down and cover most of the middle of the screen like this. He's not even facing me. If you try to use your sword directly on him, it doesn't work out well. And this boss takes a decent number of hits. And now we're going to go to the Dark World. That's where we would turn into a rabbit if we didn't have the Moon Pearl. So good thing we got the Moon Pearl. Like it is I, Shishara. I'm communicating with you across the void through telepathy, because apparently you can do that. The place where you now stand was the Golden Land, but evil power turned it into the Dark World. The wizard has broken the Sage's seal and turned the gate to Hyrule Castle into a portal, linking that world to this. In order to save this half of the world, the Light World, you must win back the Golden Power, aka the Triforce. You must also rescue the 7 maidens who Agamemnon sent to the Dark World. As descendants of the 7 sages, they have power that will surely aid you. The maidens are locked in hidden dungeons full of evil creatures. Why can't they be filled with nice creatures? And dangerous traps. Why can't they be filled with pillow forts? The Palace of Darkness should be your first goal in this world. That doesn't sound like the type of place I want to go. Please make this old man's wishes come true. And he also restored our health. So, as I promised, I'll show off the map. It looks very much like the Light World. A little bit different here and there, especially the desert turning into a huge swamp. But that'll be for another time, and obviously we need to go over where that one is. But we're going to save that for another video.